It's polling day, finally on us, and I'm here at Immanuel College, which is a Church of England secondary school in the Bradford North deanery, and it's coming to the end of my week-long visit to Bradford North deanery. Began in a very different place, began in the pouring rain in Harrogate, and I was taken there by Canon Sam Corley, who's the area dean, so it's not an obvious place to begin your week in Bradford North, but it was amazing. And actually it was the big camp, which was a bringing together of cubs and scouts and beavers from across West Yorkshire, and I asked Canon Sam, who's the chaplain general for the West Yorkshire Scouting, to explain a little bit about why it's important for the church to be involved.
I think it's really key. I mean, the church has been involved with scouting for generations, and many of the values are similar to ours, and just in terms of encouraging young people to be all that they can be is at the heart of the gospel, really. And just a huge opportunity to bring Jesus into the middle of that and to talk about him and the relevance of him to the lives of all these young people. There's about 5,000 or 6,000 people here, plus their leaders, so what an opportunity to be here amongst them this weekend.
Back from Harrogate, back into Bradford North, and went to chair a hustings event in actually Bradford East constituency. Bradford politics is interesting, shall we say, and it's been really good to see how the church has been so involved. There were a couple of very important events at the cathedral as we came towards the elections, which came out of the Bishop's pastoral letter, Who is My Neighbour, which was talking about the kind of society we want and we should be voting for without being party political. And then that led to all sorts of, loads of different events across different churches in the diocese, which were actual hustings, and I was chairing this one in Bradford East, which was great. There was passion, there was humour, there were some edgy moments, but it was really informative, and I was so impressed with the amount of content we actually were able to talk about.
Any big jokes?
What's some of your artists who you...
Oh, right. Okay. So we're talking about this great chef, so that's we'll do my best.
One of the very important parts of a deanery visit for me is that although the heart of it is actually talking with the clergy, just going to the homes of the different clergy in the deanery and just talking to them, hearing their story, getting to know them getting to know me a little bit. But it's also being able to get outside of the church and go to places of work. So one of the things I was able to do was to go to the Industrial Museum and to hear some of the history of the area, and speak with the director and talk to one or two of the people about what we as a church might be able to learn from the church's heritage in this part of Yorkshire.
Way back in the early days when textiles began to take off, the only way that people found out was by word of mouth, and it was deemed upon the church that they had the responsibility of passing messages around, and this is why we have so many different people from different areas that congregated in Yorkshire.
And of course you can't be in Bradford North Deanery without engaging with Morrisons, huge employer, and I was really privileged to have so much time there talking with a number of people, including the new chief executive, about Morrisons' place in the city and what it has to offer, and to hear from them their vision, and to talk about my vision as bishop here and how maybe we can work together. So, and in the middle of this there were meetings with clergy, we had a curry together, met with the readers. That was great. Readers are often undervalued, and it's been so good in these deanery visits to meet with the readers, to hear from them about lay ministry and workplace ministry, especially in the light of my visits, for example, to Morrisons. And now I'm here, and it's election day, and we're looking at democracy. I've just been grilled by a sixth form RE class about all sorts of things, but also about the elections and about how we look at our society and God's role in our society. And so we're exploring voting, we're exploring democracy here by voting for a great personality from Yorkshire. And I got to cast the final vote. Behind me the votes are being counted, and I'm about to announce the winner. I've also been judging they've had a prayer competition about the different values that different houses in the school have been looking at, and that's been really exciting. It's been such a joy to meet students, to meet some of the ministries going on around the school, to meet really committed teachers, very inspirational head here, and just to see the energy which is going on in this school, and the energy of God. And I can now say that the winner of the 2015 Yorkshire Great from Immanuel College is Ben Parkinson. And can I say just how glad I am, because Ben Parkinson is somebody who is committed to life, you know, and as a Christian, as a bishop, following somebody who said, I've come that they might have life, and life in all its fullness. This is a guy who refused to die. They almost didn't carry him home. You know, he took the full force of a landmine. He refused to die, and he stayed living. And he's a fighter, and he's still at it. And I tell you, when I even think about the videos I've seen, I'm almost beginning to cry. I mean, just the power of that man and the inspiration he is, and what a role model. So I think it's a great choice. Congratulations.